Why is it hot?
Yeah, I'm sick of that.
That's my question of the day.
Yeah, that needs to stop. I'm over it. I'm done. I've lived my summer life. I'm ready to rot now.
I've started buying winter stuff. What have I ordered online? I've ordered that brown bomber jacket. I've ordered 2 jumpers from Cotton On.
Fun.
And then this morning, I don't know if I've shared this outside my brain, but for ages I've wanted leopard print jeans.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And Cotton On have a pair and they were down to $15.
Oh, slay.
And they had them in my size. And I was umming and ahhing, and I was like, nah, I'm going to get them.
It's fucking $15. What are you umming and ahhing about?
I don't know. And because I was like, they'll go with the brown jumper that I've worn and my brown shoes. Like, I can see the fit and the brown bomber jacket. And then when I was just, like, going through... Do you ever, like, just go through quickly to see if there's anything else really cheap? Anyway, so I did that. And they had this black biker jacket, like, faux leather biker jacket. Black biker jacket, leather... Cotton On. I'm going to bring it up for you. $20.
Still.
Literally from like $120 down to 20. And I was like, for $20, fuck it.
Yeah, slay. That's going to stink, but slay.
Why?
Like, you know how fake leather has that smell?
Oh, okay.
You'll clock it when you unpack it.
Great. Can't wait. But I was like, for $20, I can wear that with like, I can see the vision anyway. So
fun.
I've done that, and I currently have about $380 sitting in my iconic basket.
Same.
And it's all work stuff. But it's cute. It's like navy work pants, chocolate brown work pants.
Let me show you what's in mine.
And then it's like a navy long sleeve, white long sleeve. Because then if I get everything in my cart, which I plan to do when I get paid, I'll have a full head to toe navy outfit, a full head to toe chocolate brown outfit, a full head to toe beige, like white outfit, a full head to toe black out. Like, and then
this top.
Cute.
It's yellow long sleeve for people playing at home. Brown long sleeve.
Yeah. I love brown at the moment.
Slay. Black long sleeve.
Yeah, cute.
It's a dish dupe. And then an oversized yellow number.
Yeah, okay. You know how Kmart had the dish dupe shirt? That's been restocked. So I'm going to get the blue one when I get paid as well.
Slay.
But yeah.
That comes to $280 for 4 items. That's criminal.
I reckon I have way more in my iconic thing.
I had like pinstripe pants, like navy ones, but I just
Atmos and Here Curvy?
Yeah.
They're in mine as well.
Yeah, I don't have any white long sleeve top to go with it, so I'm like, eh.
Oh no, I plan to get 3 long sleeve tops. One's chocolate brown, one's navy, and one's white. And then I can wear the pants with a white one or the navy
cute.
one. Like full. I have the visions in my mind. And I'm just going to do it. I don't give a fuck.
I'm trying not to spend money that I don't have, but it's very hard.
Yeah,
it's
I need
not
to
fun.
I need to wait until I get paid this week. But anyway.
Makes more sense to do it now, though, because after payday sales.
Only like 2 things in my thing are on sale. So I was like,
right,
And then I had a look on Honey to see if I could get any further discount, but I can't. Because in my head, I was like, if I can get it under $300, I'll just pull the trigger today.
Yeah, justifiable.
But I can't. So anyway, I'm in a real shopping. But once I've done that, all I really need to do is get the big wool coats that I've spoken about. And then essentially my winter wardrobe is done.
Slay.
Yeah. What's been going on?
Not a lot. I don't think. I can't remember. Crows won.
They didn't just win.
The outfit.
They decimated.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a great weekend to be a Adelaide football fan. Really.
I'm just astounded because even last weekend the margins were huge on games, and then this weekend multiple games. Like Port Adelaide,
big slay.
That's massive.
I don't mean to toot our horn too early, but we're looking pretty good.
Oh, I think we should book annual leave.
We're looking pretty good. I think we need to start booking flights to Melbourne for grand final week.
We could drive. I actually new skill unlocked. I've discovered I quite like driving to Melbourne,
and I've discovered I quite like sitting while you drive to Melbourne.
I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would enjoy long distance driving, but
That's a crazy thing to say.
like I don't want to do it all the time, but I was
No.
like, I would happily do this again.
Yeah, I love that for us.
I think I definitely prefer doing like driving it. I think I'd get bored out of my mind if I was sitting.
No, I love being sat.
Okay.
So great.
Well, then this works.
So yeah, it's a match made in heaven, really.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we drove to Melbourne, folks.
For the Formula 1 last weekend, hence why we had no episode.
What a fucking weekend we had. We spent all day driving on Friday, and the plan was we would go to our Airbnb, which was out of the city, and then we'd go into the city because there was fan activations that you wanted to see.
Yeah.
And we weren't going to have time over the weekend. But then we were like, nah, it'll be so much quicker if we just go into the city. So after 8 hours of driving, we went straight to the Crown, parked in the Crown, did a full outfit change in the Crown parking lot behind my car, and then trotted around the city.
We looked slay too.
I actually think that was my best outfit of the weekend.
It looked fucking killer.
And we did everything in the span of like 3 hours.
To the merch stalls that were across the Yarra next to the Crown. We went to the Williams fan zone in Federation Square.
Went to that pit stop.
We went to the pit stop merch store.
Got you a Ferrari hat for $50.
Got me a Ferrari hat. Went to Culture Kings. Got your Collingwood top. Loud and proud. And then we had dinner at this fancy little French restaurant in the Crown, and it was French-restaurant, and it was unreal.
Steak and fries. Oh,
and like the best salted butter and sourdough bread ever.
That was
my
nice.
God.
That was very
and greens.
nice.
Oh my God, that was such a good meal.
Yeah. What a vibe Friday night was. Got to see like the F1 car in Crown as well.
Yeah. And then Saturday we went to Albert Park. We got there pretty early.
Yeah, we got there just after gates opened, I reckon. Like about 9 o'clock.
Vibes were on. We were watching the fan forums and we were like, live, laugh, love.
We had our Red Bulls. We just had an Oakberry acai.
Yeah.
I was like, today's going to be a good day.
We were watching the drivers do their little chitty chat. George Russell being an absolute diva.
The fan forums were good. I just love how cunty all the drivers are.
They're
don't
just
give a
such
fuck.
divas, hey?
Yeah.
Such divas.
Yeah,
I love
fun.
it.
I loved it. And then,
yeah, because I'm pretty sure you were like, oh, like who's playing tonight? And I was like, oh, Collingwood are playing. And you're like, not here. And I'm like, yeah, here. And then we saw that tickets were still available and they were like pretty good seats for like $30. So we were like, fuck it. So we were like, just manically bought 2 tickets to the MCG.
Because we've never been to the MCG before. And in hindsight, we shouldn't have jumped the gun at 10 a.m. when the vibes were still high.
Yeah.
Because I went like this.
Yeah. We were depleting.
The sun, there was no shade.
But I'm glad that we went though.
Oh, like no, I'm not shitting on the Formula 1. I had
I'm glad that we went to the footy.
Oh, yeah.
Still, even though we only stayed for like a quarter and a bit, or like 2 quarters, half the game,
good.
it was still really good.
I feel like we just made the most.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we went to that Foodland afterwards.
Oh, that was good.
That was a good call. That re-energized me.
I just feel like we made the absolute most of the weekend. We did everything that we could possibly do.
It was so fucking hot on the Saturday though. Like, I'm pretty sure the weather said it was only like 32, but that is a lie.
I keep saying it was 36 because that's what it felt like.
Yeah, 100%, if not more. Like, if there was any shade, it was taken.
It was in the hospitality section.
Literally. Like, it felt like I was in the fucking Sahara Desert fighting for my life.
Yeah, it was
fucked up.
It was a lot.
I'm surprised my pee wasn't black by the end of the day.
No, actually, I was like, our grandstand was the Weber one, so we're right down near
Turn
Gate
11.
8.
Yeah.
What did I say? 10 gate. We were down by gate 10, and all the like fan stuff, all the main area, like food and everything, was right down the other end. That walk was fine on a normal
day.
Fine.
Live, laugh, love.
We had walked down there to suss food, water, the whole, shebang.
Lines.
Walking back, I was like, I'm going to die. That's why we had to stop.
We need to sit by the river and just...
I had to lay down for a little bit because I actually think I was overcooking. I was going to die. But I had the best time. Like I would go back.
So if we were to go next year, things that I would do differently. I think we did well for outfit choices.
Oh yeah, for the temperatures and all of that.
Yeah, I think we did really well for that. I think we bringing wet wipes was brilliant.
Genius.
That was life-changing. Next year, I would bring one of those handheld fans that I saw everyone carrying. I'd bring one of those.
I'd bring gumboots. I'd buy just cheap Bunnings gumboots.
Yeah.
And I would bring them just in case, because if the weather was like it was on Sunday, I wouldn't want to have to worry about my feet.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I would want waterproofs, a waterproof jacket.
Yeah.
Something kind of warm.
Mm-hmm.
And I would fork out extra money for hospitality tickets.
We cannot afford hospitality.
Not hospitality, but shade.
The other grandstands.
Yeah.
Like Fangio or something.
Yeah, Fangio, yeah.
I think I would happily up my grandstand budget to $1,000 for 2 days.
Agreed.
And I think that should get us a Fangio or something. Yeah. Yes. I agree. We did well though. Weber grandstand, having never been before and not really knowing what was good and having a small budget, Weber ended up being amazing because there was heaps of crashes, overtaking.
Where all the shit happened.
Yeah, which I'm glad we got to see. I'm glad we weren't just seeing people going in a straight line, nothing happening.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it.
It was so much fun. I would also probably go, because we left on the Friday and drove all Friday, I would go earlier.
Yes.
I would maybe drive up on the Wednesday.
Yeah, I agree. Even just beyond doing the fan stuff, it would be nice to just
enjoy Melbourne without having events on or places to be.
Because we always cut it really fine.
Yeah.
So that would
we really do. We don't get any time to enjoy Melbourne.
But in saying that, like I said, we made the absolute most of it. We had a beautiful dinner Friday. We did. We live like kings. Money did not exist.
No.
We had a fantastic dinner on Friday. We did all the fan stuff. We went to the footy. And then Sunday, going out for dinner Sunday night. I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, that
was good. Just to make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm glad. I think we had a good weekend. It was good.
We went to Rossi's on Sunday. If anyone hasn't been yet, absolutely go. Very vibey.
So good.
Such good food.
Yeah.
Yum,
my God. I love getting multiple plates. It's the best thing.
I love sharing food.
Yeah. Sunday was, despite the weather and literally walking through mud.
It was so much fun.
I think it was the best.
Funny. It was so funny.
The funniest day ever. And we single-handedly saved so many people's lives. Between one girl came up to us and was like, is there any chance either of you are carrying tampons? And I just had packed them just in case, because there's nothing worse than being at an event and not. Anyway, so I gave her my tampons. What else? We took photos for people.
There was this group of older people and they were trying to get a selfie all together. And I was like, do you want me to take a photo? Because they were all Ferrari fans. And they were like, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When oh my God, bringing tissues.
Yeah, genius.
Was genius as well, because the toilet that I went into didn't have any toilet paper. And when I came out, I had one tissue left. And this lady went to go into the toilet and I was like, look, there's no toilet paper in here, but we're basically leaving, because it was the end of the day and I have one tissue left. So I gifted her my tissue.
Here you go.
Karma points
from
through
me
the roof.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah, now I love Formula One. I've been watching Drive to Survive.
Thoughts? Who are you? Okay. You're a Toto fan, so obviously you're backing Mercedes. But is there anyone else that you've got your eye on that you're like, oh yeah?
I really love Mercedes, Kimi.
Yeah, I love Kimi. We need to protect him at all costs. He is a sweet little baby angel.
It feels weird to stand a child, but I'm like,
no, he's so sweet.
He is so beautiful and sweet, and he just is incredibly talented.
Such a good driver too.
So good, and he did really well at the Oz Grand Prix.
That photo of Toto and Kimi by the computer.
Stop. Yeah.
So funny.
Or did I send you a TikTok and it was George getting on a scooter and then Kimi gets on the back and all the comments are when Toto says you have to take your little brother with you.
Literally. Literally.
I love them. McLaren are kind of funny. Their whole, like, we can have 2 number 1 drivers.
Yeah.
It's fine
Yeah.
thing is interesting. I think I have a soft spot for Leclerc.
Yeah, fair.
He's just, I don't know. It's because I watched the episode where they had the Monaco race last year.
And he talks about his dad. Yeah, that'd get you.
Yeah.
That'd get you.
That
That'd do it.
Get me.
That'd do it.
It was interesting watching, like, the episodes where Carlos was between teams and he hadn't signed with anyone yet.
How genius calling that episode Carlos Signs.
Yeah.
Whoever thought of that?
Yeah.
Promote that man.
Genius.
Brilliant.
And he's going, like, he's negotiating with, I love the fact that his cousin is his manager, but his cousin is also called Carlos and his dad is also called Carlos.
Every single man in that family. One name.
And when they're, like, talking about him, like, potentially going to Williams or maybe, like...
One dream, one direction.
Or, like Steak Sauber kick or whatever it is.
God, imagine if he went to Steak.
Worst name ever. However, when they start showing that they're going to rebrand to Audi in 2026 and they were showing the Audi car, I was like, oh, that is nice.
That's kind of like his pipeline, I think. Or majority of people are speculating that he'll only be in Williams for, like, a couple of years max.
Yeah.
Because Endgame is kind of like being a driver for Audi.
Audi would be nice. And their Steak rebranding or, like, turning into Audi takes it from this, like, gimmicky ass childish you just have lots of money team to a credible reputable team.
Like Aston Martin. Aston Martin wasn't always Aston Martin. I can't remember what their name was. I'm pretty sure they were like an Indian team to begin with.
Right.
You might want to fact check me on that, because then they rebranded to Aston Martin.
Let's have a look. Was known as Racing Point.
Yeah, there we go.
And previously as Racing Point Force India. Yeah, okay. Yeah, 2018, they were Racing Point Force India.
Yeah,
then
there
19
we go.
to 20.
Oh my God, look at me being right.
They were Racing Point, and then 2021 they rebrand. Yeah, I agree. It makes it
Not that it makes them any better, but...
No, but from a branding point of view...
But it looks nicer.
Like, Kick is such a goofy-ass brand. Why are you driving for a fucking gaming...
It looks like Xbox. It's Xbox colours.
Yeah, it's literally like Twitch's competitor. And it's, like, meant to be hell dodgy, I think. Anyway. So that was nice. And then they talk about Alpine, which, might I add, I thought was Alpine.
I think, a lot of people say Alpine.
And Flavio, and they're, like, talking about Flavio and his background. He is an interesting cat, that guy. I was trying to, like, describe him to Dad. I was like, he is like if Dennis Rodman was in management. Yeah. Kind of thing.
Yeah. Kooky.
Yeah.
Kooky character.
And then, because he's, like, got a long history. He's, like, this Italian businessman who has a long history in, like, the Formula One. He was team principal of Team Enston and, like, Renault. And then in 1994... he was accused of asking one of his drivers to... Oh, sorry. No, it was 2008. There's 2 incidences of him being dodgy, or at least 3. 2008, when he was in Renault, he allegedly asked one of his drivers to crash towards the end of the race so that the other driver would win. But that was overturned.
Like the other Renault driver?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Which is crazy.
That's a crazy tactic.
Yeah, I don't really get... Anyway, so yeah, he's like... I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Horner or someone else in Drive to Survive was like, everyone's super divided on Flavio. You either think he's like the greatest team principal of all time, or you think he's a cheat. There's like no in between.
Fair.
But he's very flamboyant, the dude's dated like bloody Naomi Campbell and shit, which is crazy.
Who hasn't dated Naomi Campbell? Liam Payne did for a bit.
What? Wow. Naomi Campbell would date anyone. No, I'm still... Because I have been thinking, I'm like, am I a Mercedes person? Is this the team that, like, if I'm really going to commit to this sport, is this my team? But I think it is.
Yeah, like, their drivers are divas. The People's Princess, Princess Diana.
Yeah.
George Russell.
And then we have little Kimmy.
Lil Kimmy, Sweet Baby Angel. Toto Wolff, absolute dilf. Like aqua and black is the colours.
Brandy.
Easy.
That looks good on me.
Easy. Yeah.
Like if I had $500, I would have bought a Mercedes jacket from
slay.
the Formula 1.
But you know what? Following Williams because of Carlos Sainz has made me really like Alex Albon a lot more.
I must say, Drive to Survive.
He is such a slay. He's so funny. He's such a vibe. His girlfriend is so fucking cool. Really? Yeah.
I haven't seen the girlfriend.
She's like a pro golfer.
What?
Yeah.
That is cool.
And like every time that they do a race in China, he like dedicates his helmet design to her. And like, the province that she's from. Yeah, it's really sweet.
That's very cute.
Absolute couple goals. Power couple. Love. And she dresses really well. She's just, she looks fucking sick.
Okay.
Slay. But no, always a Ferrari girl at heart. I really like Lewis Hamilton. There was a point there where I was like, it got a bit where I'm like out with Max with like, I was like, oh, he's just constant. Mercedes is just winning all the time.
It's like when Golden State had their winning streak and everyone was a Golden State
anyone
fan.
But Golden State. It got a bit too much. But he's such a cool dude.
He's a cool guy and I like the guy. But I'm also
got
like,
such a good vibe.
Yes, and I know he's like, you know, a world champion, whatever. Like he's a fantastic driver, but he's just not that good anymore. And I'm like, I don't think he deserves as much hype.
Nah, I think no. Agree to disagree. God bless that man.
I think as a person, love him, but as a driver, I'm like, nah. There's way better drivers.
Nah, he's just iconic. Such a slay. Anyway, Ferrari forever.
No, I'm loving it though.
Love. I love everyone. Like there are very few drivers. Like Lance Stroll can respectfully go fuck himself. I couldn't care less about that man.
Yeah.
And there are others that I'm like, who?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Oh, I feel like I've got a soft spot for Isaac Hadjar.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah.
And Yuki Tsunoda as well. He is a really big fan of Jason Statham, and it's like the funniest thing in the world. It's so sweet.
Bless.
Yeah, it's so funny.
I don't really, controversially, fuck with that Liam Lawson guy.
No, he's an arsehole.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
good.
No,
okay,
it's
good.
like a,
That's the vibe I'm getting, and I'm like, I could not
very much my shit don't stink vibes from day dot, and it's like, bro, like you are a rookie.
I just watched the episode where he really fucks over, what's his name, Checo or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Really fucks him over in the race. And then afterwards, Horner's like, you know what? We're going to get rid of Checo and we're going to bump up Lawson. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. There was, I think there was a point in maybe this weekend's race where they accidentally, on radio, they called him, I think, Checo instead of Liam. And he was like, I'm Liam. And they're like, you're a driver, but it doesn't matter. And I was like, oh, that's a bit mean.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, I don't really like you.
I feel like Red Bull are assholes.
I don't know. Bad juju with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I fucking love Formula 1.
Yeah, I do really like it. And I think it's like Real Housewives meets sport.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
It's such a good series. I totally get why it's got as popular as it has. Mm-hmm. Like they got the formula so well. Yeah. For that series.
So good. But jumping back to footy really quickly. So I've been scouting. I've started scouting for my boyfriend league, right? And what that entails was me going through the AFL app, going through squad lists, finding hot people. And then,
I feel like it's hard to go through photos though because...
No, but what I was doing was then cross-referencing them with photos and videos from games.
Okay, right.
To get a vibe,
so much hair on this scarf.
And I've got a few people to talk through, right? Okay. We're still in scout. We've had an executive board meeting. Yeah. And we're still scouting, and we've decided that the official boyfriend fantasy league teams will not be announced until after gather round, until we've had an opportunity to properly scout.
Face-to-face scope.
But these are my thoughts, right? I want you to bring up.
Yeah, I'm ready. When at the ready, Harry.
So obviously, I'm calling it now. Bobby Hill is my captain.
Yeah, okay.
That man,
Nothing but respect for my president.
I would like to announce Bobby Hill as my favorite character. My favorite.
Yeah. Actually,
favorite player in the entire league. He can do no wrong in my eyes. I just think he is an absolute gem of a human being.
He's your libber.
He is my libber. He is my captain.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely obsessed. I bought a Bobby Hill badge when we were at the MCG. It's all happening.
While we're on that, okay, I bought an Isaac Quaynor badge, and Isaac Quaynor, this one's for you, sir. What fucking cologne are you wearing, all right? You're posting on TikTok, asking me what one you should, okay, not me specifically, but like asking the public what cologne you should wear, but then you're not giving me closure to that anecdote. I don't know what you're wearing. I'm sick of it. So,
do you know what this reminds me of? When we're in Melbourne and I just started telling you something without having told you the context.
Yeah, you're just having a full-on conversation, but like the end of it, and I'm like, a crumb of context, please.
I feel like he's doing the same, but the opposite, where he's asking people and he thinks he's responded to people.
Yeah, in his head. Yeah. I'm sick
like,
of it. Yeah.
You didn't smell it at the game? Yeah, come on.
I need to know, sir.
I want them to put it on the TV when he comes up, like it's a stat.
Or like the people that do like the side oval interviews or whatever, ask him.
Yeah. They should hand out samples of that like cologne at the games. Like the little like paper things that you go like this with. Yeah.
I'll be standing in the aisles being like, spray sir.
So there's some obvious selections that are definitely coming on for this year. Darcy Fogarty's coming on, Isaac Rankin's coming on, Riley Thilthorpe, Charlie Curnow, Paddy Cripps is definitely coming on to the team this year. Now, after the Bombers game this week, this is going to be a crazy ass pick, right?
Okay, all right.
I'm standing 10 toes on this.
Okay.
I would like to announce Sam Draper as part of my fantasy boyfriend league. Because
I know that name. Brother!
What are you talking about?
Brother!
He's hot.
No.
Well, it's my fucking fantasy boyfriend league, not yours.
Well, that's insane. But anyway, respectfully.
You need to... Anyway, okay, whatever.
The mullet, Caitlin.
Anyway, again, my boyfriend league.
Okay.
He doesn't have to be on yours. He's on mine. Now, did you see when he was kicking that goal from not that far out and he fucking was kicking it sideways?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, what a fucking loser.
Yeah.
But then he nailed it.
Yeah.
And he shushed the crowd.
Yeah.
That attitude is what got him fucking scouted onto my boyfriend league. I was like, I love the confidence and the fuckery. Like, he's fucking around. He doesn't care. Love that. So he's on there. Now, I also have a new division of my team this year, which I'm calling benched/development players. Development players are guys that I'm like, they are quite good looking, but they're very young. Okay?
Right.
It's like, these are the people that I would recommend to our younger listeners, or I know that in 5 to 10 years time, these men are going to age like fine wine.
So like your interchange.
Yeah. Okay. So a few examples. Sam Darcy from the Western Bulldogs. He's 21 and he's going to age like fine wine. I know it.
Let me have a look. I should know this.
You've just got to have the vision, right?
Future planning, yeah. Oh, okay.
Another one, and I'm going to probably butcher his surname. Massimo D'Ambrosio from Hawthorn, again, 21.
From Hawthorn?
Yeah. Hawthorn and St Kilda, if you're looking for fantasy boyfriend league picks, those two teams will fill your roster.
Yeah, he's a slay. 21, God.
I've put Ginnivan on there as per Sarzi's request. He is gorge, but he's 22, so he's on my development players list. Jack Carroll from St Kilda. He's 22, and again, he will age.
Oh yeah.
Like fine wine.
Yeah.
And last on my, he
hasn't even played. I mean, they have only had like 1 or 2 games.
This one is a benched player because I feel like he is on every man, girl, kids, boyfriend league, fantasy league.
Can I guess? I'm going to guess. It's that guy from Geelong. What's his name? Bailey
Smith, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to go on there. He's gorge, but you're not making
That man, respectfully, if I walked past him, he would spit on me.
Oh, he wouldn't look anywhere near me. But he's got to be on there. I've got my potentials that I'm going to be watching very closely. A lot of St Kilda players, a couple of West Coast players, one GWS, one Bombers.
Who's from GWS?
Toby Bedford. 24.
Oh yeah, he's cute.
Yeah, gorge.
Yeah,
right.
So.
Yeah.
God, born 2000.
I know.
That's crazy.
Josh Battle from Hawthorn again.
That's a fun name.
Hawthorn really, you know
Hawk
what?
know a thing or two about a thing or
You
two.
got to give it to Hannah this year. Which one is their one where it's just solid brown? Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, brown with like light brown accents, and that was an absolute slay.
That's fashion.
I don't hate Hawthorn as much as I did last year.
No, I really like Hawthorn now because that uniform change and the fact that they've got a long list of hot players.
Yeah, Josh Battle's hot.
Yeah.
Smash.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
he has nice teeth.
I think that they look like veneers. There was another guy
Very
that I
well
picked.
done.
I think his name's Jack Graham from West Coast. Looks like he has veneers, but he's gorge. Like, he's actually stunning.
Josh Graham. Oh.
Jack Graham.
Beautiful boy. 27.
Yeah.
I think you should take him off the bench.
Oh, no, he's not on my bench.
He's not on bench. Okay.
He's potentially making full-fledged, like, team.
So he's just in the ether, just floating.
What do you mean?
Not on bench, not on full team.
Oh, no, he was going to make full team, but I'm waiting until, like, I've seen him play a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I want to see. Because, like, it's one thing to look nice.
You got to play good too.
You got to play good and you've got to have personality, right? There's some criteria going on. But that's what I'm thinking. That's my scouting so far.
Love that for you.
Yeah, that's all I had to say about the footy. Really, that's it. What do you want to talk? So, let's talk about Heretic.
What? Heretic? Get it together.
Every time I go to say it, I play both versions in my head, and I'm like,
you always pick the wrong one.
And I always think
pick one and then pick the other one.
I'm always thinking I'm picking the wrong Heretic.
Heretic. That's
Heretic.
crazy.
So it's not Heretic.
No.
Okay, Heretic.
Get correct.
Whatever. Shut the fuck up, actually. Okay, you can talk about this.
I have some quick
okay.
pop culture news quickly. Just
to
follow,
go on.
Follow suit. Unsaid podcast by Michaela Tester.
Have you watched this?
I've watched part of it.
I tried to watch it because I wanted to talk about it. 2.5 hours is a long time.
A feature-length film she's dropped
for
the Cannes Film Festival.
I really struggled to watch it.
It was a lot. Like, I don't have 2.5 hours to spare on a good day.
Yeah.
Let alone about drama that I feel has already been hashed out and is done.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we would be doing our fans a disservice if we did not bring it up.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
So the Unsaid podcast is like Michaela dabbling into podcasting for the first time, and she pretty much like for background, so her and Anna, she was dating Anna Paul's brother Addis.
These are all Australian
Aussie influencers. Yeah,
they all have OnlyFans accounts. If that makes
so Michaela and Anna both have OnlyFans accounts, and Michaela and Addis broke up, and then a couple of months down the track, this would have been like maybe a couple of months ago now.
They've been broken up a lot longer than that.
No, I mean like a couple of months ago, Michaela dropped a video on TikTok pretty much spilling the tea on the Paul family and how fucked up they are, and how Anna Paul kind of promoting her OnlyFans to her younger fans just doesn't sit right, and how she kind of enables Addis's behaviour. Mm-hmm. And then people were like wanting more after that video. Like, it went absolutely viral.
We wanted receipts because like, not that people are obviously very conscious about discrediting a woman who's saying some pretty significant things, but Michaela has a history of lying, and it's the same story with Veruca. Like, there are things that Veruca says that it's really full on and no one wants to discredit them. But at the same time, it's like, well, it's really hard when like you have a history of lying and being fucking weird.
And so from that, Michaela kind of went, look, like there is actually like a whole heap more to this than what I've put out, and like it's really confronting and whatever. So I'm pretty sure she mentioned that she was going to take it to court, or she was going to do like do it properly.
She was going to report it to the police, but then I don't think she ever did.
Yeah. And so she's dropped this podcast as a result, and the video's on YouTube if you want to watch the whole entire thing. But she starts off by like giving a bit of background information about her life and her upbringing, and how that kind of influenced how she went about things during her relationship with the Pauls. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go into heaps of detail about it because if you're interested, watch it. But she goes into, again, like in depth about Anna's young fan base and how she promotes sex work. And there's like a snippet of Anna Paul saying like, oh, if my daughter in the future like said she wanted to get into sex work, I wouldn't be against it. Like I'd be all for it.
Yeah.
And Michaela's like, if I had a daughter and she told me she wanted to get into sex work, I would tell her not to, because like it is not sunshine and rainbows like Anna says that it is.
Yeah.
And like the industry is absolutely like diabolical.
Yeah.
Which is totally fair. And just in this video, all that I got from it was she came locked and loaded, 10 toes on business with receipts.
And do you know what? I'm so glad that she did, because she really needed to, for people to take her seriously, which is a sad thing to say, but she
it is so hard to discredit what she says.
Yeah.
And to back Anna Paul and Addis Paul when you see the receipts that she's bringing in the video. Like, she's showing court listings of Addis's convictions and like screenshots of Anna showing off her designer items when she said that she was broke.
Text messages between her and Anna, which in a way confirm this incident where Addis like came at her with a knife and was like threatening to kill himself.
Yeah. And she talks about how Anna and her family would be fat shaming Glenn and his family in front of him in German so that like he wouldn't understand.
That's so sad.
Yeah. She doesn't really go into detail about like anything involving Glenn, because she's like, this is the first and last time that I'll bring it up because it's his story and it's not really my place. And just like a whole lot of trauma that she lived through being with Addis. Like, he is an absolute scum of the earth piece of shit.
Do you know what though? The first red flag was the fact that he would film Michaela and Anna's OnlyFans content.
Yeah.
And he's Anna's brother. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's keeping it in the family to a whole new level. That's Hills Have Eyes type shit.
Buy a tripod.
Literally. They have timers on phones for a reason now, Doug.
Yeah, so that you're not having to commit like weird incest boundary levels for content.
But I just...
That was the moment for me that I was like, this man is fucking weird. Weird. But like, there's red flags with Anna even, and yes, she comes across as this really nice, like lovely person, and maybe she is really nice and really lovely. But I have a real issue with women who play into this like childish persona.
Yeah.
Because they do it because these weird, freaky ass, noncy men on the internet get off on it. And it's like, it almost promotes like noncy behavior.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Especially when your fan base is so young.
Yeah.
And you're promoting your OnlyFans to young women who are then subscribing and like seeing this content. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Like
that
if you're not doing this childish persona to attract those weird, noncy men just for money, you're doing it to grow a younger audience base, which is predatory behavior in itself. It's weird. Why are you trying to build a young fan base?
And then having a young fan base and exposing them to Addis when you know his past.
Yeah.
And his behavior around that. That's crazy.
I think it is jarring for an OnlyFans. For someone who's 90% of their career is OnlyFans, to then create these other businesses that put them in front of children.
Yeah.
That's weird. I feel like you can't bat for both sides. You have to
one or the other.
You're either selling shit to kids in a safe, normal, non-noncy way, or you're in the sex work, adult only kind of vibe. You can't
Don't cross that line.
You can't be doing both because it's wrong. You know what I'm all for? Calling people out.
Yeah.
I love it. I want more people to do it. It's fun.
Holding people accountable.
It's also fun. Love the gossip. Love it. It's great to...
And this is apparently... So this is 2.5 hours. Anna, Michaela's podcast.
Yeah.
That was apparently only part 1.
Oh, dull.
It keeps going. But wait, there's more.
And because it only came out last night or like this morning or whatever.
Thursday, I think. Or Friday.
There's no pedestrian haven't written an article on it.
No.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Everyone is just, everyone's clocked off for the day.
Yeah, I don't have a summary that I can lean on. And that's why I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll watch it this morning. And I was watching it and I was
that's
like,
pretty much, it's just, you get more out of it by actually watching it and like looking at the receipts and like, you know, I don't want to butcher any of the bits. But yeah, she goes into detail about a whole lot of shit. And it's very much like unfiltered, unscripted. Like she just goes through stuff and like shares the receipts and whatever.
Her bed looks hell comfy, man.
Oh man, yeah, goals. She's been through some shit though, the poor love.
Yeah,
I feel for her.
I think my key takeaway is that parents with young kids, if you've got young kids under the age of 18 and they're like, I love Anna Paul, you should be going, that's really concerning.
But it's crazy because there were screenshots of like mums DMing Anna being like, my daughter loves you, I think you're such a great role model for her, being like body positive and like all of this. And it's like, huh?
It's because,
the perception on reality is...
I hate to say it, but you're not, as a parent, you're not doing your due diligence.
Do a background check. I don't know. Just fact check that.
Yeah, you need to be doing more as a parent. You can't... Nah, that's weird. That is...
If, like, I had a daughter and she came up to me, or if, like, a niece came up to me, age, what, like 12 or 13, and was like, who's your role model? My role model is Anna Paul.
I'd be like, nah.
Huh?
I'd be like, we're not doing that.
Girl.
I don't think we're going to do that.
Maybe like an astronaut or something. I don't know.
If they came up to me and they were like, I love Anna Paul because of the whole body positivity thing, I'd be like, I think we should, let's park Anna Paul for another 12 years.
Yeah.
What about Alira?
Yeah.
Let's find someone else
Let's find someone local.
Who's not
problematic.
Who's not doing weird predatory behavior.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to sell you shit. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I'd be shutting that shit right the fuck down. I'd be like, hell, like, this doesn't... Everyone just bear with me for a second. In the context of just trying to stop young children from, like, idolizing someone like Anna Paul, I'd make up lies.
She eats puppies.
Only to that one child. Like, I'm not spreading lies on the internet, but do you know what I mean? Because how else are you gonna like? So I'd be like, to this child, I'd be like, yeah, she burns down schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd have to, you know. You got to do what you got to do to save the young. Unfortunately,
she kicks kittens actually in her spare time.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, very, like, I mean, who are we to say how to parent your kids, but not like that. Respectfully, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
if you're encouraging your children under 18 to be a fan of Anna Paul, and again, I don't want to discredit that she is still a nice, lovely person, and like publicly.
She's built an empire, absolutely, and like, my issue with it isn't the fact that she's a sex worker. It's just like the context of it.
It's not appropriate for children.
Yes, exactly.
Sex work is fine. There is nothing wrong with sex work. But that's an adult-only content element. It is not appropriate for children. Yeah. It is not appropriate for sex workers to market or sell things to children.
Yes, and be sneaky about it.
Yeah, it is. And she can be manipulating kids but also still be a nice person. Like, the two things can be...
coexist, yeah.
True. And that's why it's like, I'd be going, well, if you like someone like Anna Paul, what if we found someone that wasn't also trying to sell you nudes?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, let's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's got her audience all wrong. And she knows what she's doing.
And then, enabling your brother to treat women the way that he does is also very how you going.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Hate that.
Yeah, not a fan of that. That's fucking weird.
No, thank you. Anyway, that's all my pop culture news, as you were.
I want you to tell me about Heretic.
Well done.
Heretic.
Good.
Because you've watched it more recently than me, and I forgot that I watched it, so I didn't write my notes.
Yep. So, Heretic is an A24 film. It's $6 on Amazon Prime to rent for anyone playing at home, and it also stars Hugh Grant as a naughty man.
Love Hugh Grant. He's such a good actor.
Yeah, he was a fun time in this. So it follows these two, I don't know what you would call them, Mormon.
Yeah, Mormon missionaries.
Missionaries, yeah. And they're kind of like doing their rounds, door knocking on people that have said that they're interested in knowing more about the Mormon church. Mm-hmm. And they go to this guy's house. And they go inside, and then it's pretty much just a hour and a half rant about religion. I felt like I was in a like theology lecture.
Do you know what though?
While watching this,
that the entire religion story,
but I loved it. But I loved it.
Made me love the film.
Yeah, it was really, really interesting.
I think without it, the horror element of it and that storyline, like them being stuck in the house and them trying to get out or whatever, that really didn't have enough legs to stand on. And I think it would have been quite a shit film if they didn't have such a like philosophical like monologue part of it. Yeah.
So like there's a part where Hugh Grant is kind of like trying to figure out what the what the one and only true religion is. And so he kind of like compares religion to Monopoly. So you've got like this OG Monopoly. I can't even remember what it was called now.
The Landlord?
Yeah, The Landlord, which was like a game made by this woman. Wasn't really popular.
The Landlord's Game, sorry.
The Landlord's Game.
And it was made by Elizabeth Maggie.
Yeah, and it's very like literally exactly the same as Monopoly. And so this guy pretty much stole the idea and then rebranded it into
Monopoly,
the OG Monopoly. And so Hugh Grant is saying that Judaism is the Landlord's Game.
The Landlord's Game.
Like
it's the original.
Yeah. And then was it Monopoly? Yeah. And then Monopoly is Christianity.
And then Monopoly Go is like Islam because that's like the modern religion.
Yeah. And then the Mormon church is like Monopoly Bob Ross because it's like the gimmicky, kind of relatively new, like branded kind of.
It's just another
version.
spin-off of it.
Yeah. But I found it really interesting. Like, I'm pretty sure I learnt in like year 8 religion that Judaism was very OG. But you know what was really interesting was the bit where he talks about how there's like all these other religions where the center person of that religion is born on 25th of December, is like born again, resurrected, all of this stuff. I was like, it's a recurring theme, isn't it?
Yeah, literally.
Crazy.
Yeah. And this is where I found it so interesting because like I'm not a religious person, so I don't fuck around with religion. I'm not out here researching it. But this made me, I left this movie going, I want to deep dive on religion because
it's so interesting.
The way that they presented it was so interesting. And yeah, it was all about how like all religions essentially are very, very, very similar. It's like the same thing, different font and like some minor like differences to it, but they're all essentially the same. And then the whole theme of the movie was that, and not everyone believes this, is that religion as a whole is just a means for control. And you know what? I don't necessarily disagree with that. I'm not a huge fan of religion. I think religion is good for some people who, you know, have all their brain cells together and can actually understand what's right and what's wrong. And I think for a lot of people, it's a good thing. But there are too many people where it's a bad thing and they use it as a bad thing.
Yeah,
and
it's like anything. People just take it too far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. But no, I really liked the film. Like I said, I think without the whole religion storyline to it, it would not have been a good film.
No. And like when that lady came out and started eating the pie, I was like, who is this diva? Just moaning and just lying on the ground. Yeah. I'm like, huh?
The way that the Mormon girl was like figured out what he was doing.
No, that couldn't have been me. If he was like, have you figured it out yet? I would have been like, nah, I need a hint.
I would have been wait, you wanted me to figure something out?
Can I phone a friend? I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I don't even know where the fuck I am. You want me to figure shit out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? I can't even see anything. Also, my phone would have died the minute that we got into that house. Because I'm assuming naturally that I would be with you.
Yeah.
My phone would be dead. I wouldn't be able to see anything.
Oh, the light.
The light. Yeah,
my battery goes real quick too.
Yeah, like he'd be like, and I'd be like, where are you?
He would be talking to you and you'd be going, my good ear, doll.
Yeah.
My good ear. He'd hate us.
It'd be insufferable. Also, who were the women in the cages?
So they were essentially other like Mormons,
other
and
missionaries.
I don't know if it was just missionaries, but definitely other like religious, people who were trying to convert people
and just got stuck there.
Yeah,
didn't figure out the puzzle.
Yeah, yeah.
Devo.
I think even if you figured out the puzzle, he was not letting you go because that was his whole thing. Was religion is about control, and you're a religious person, so I'm going to control you.
Right. So he didn't intend on letting her go. No, she just
managed to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Fantastic.
I liked it. I would have given it. I think I would give it a 3.5.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That's a pretty accurate rating, I feel. Yeah, I would recommend it.
And yeah, Hugh Grant was great in this. A very different role to what he's done previously. Yeah. In his other films, and he was great.
Hugh Grant is another diva.
Absolutely. He hates everything and everyone. Yeah. And I am here for it.
Yeah. That's why I think he was kind of perfect for the role, because if anyone's going to question religion, it's going to be someone like Hugh Grant. And so it made me believe it. I was like, yeah, all right. And when he pulled out Monopoly, I was like, that's my favorite game. Like, let's fucking go.
Let's go. Yeah.
Everyone hates Monopoly, and
Monopoly is a fun time.
We should play. So then there's been a new series on Netflix this week that has literally taken over the entire world.
Yeah.
So there's a new series called Adolescence that's been released. It's a 4-part series, and it's about a family's world turns upside down when 13-year-old Jamie Miller is arrested for murdering a schoolmate. The charges against their son force them to confront every parent's worst nightmare. Now, this originally caught my eye because it's received a lot of attention because of the way that it's filmed. And each episode is around an hour long, and it's filmed as one continuous shot.
Oh, damn. Yeah. That's fun.
No edits. There's no CGI. There's literally no editing to it.
Wow.
It is just one continuous take. The camera is just always there, which I just cannot fathom how hard that would be to do.
Or even like, I'm sure editing would have been involved, but to make the editing look unedited.
Well, no, they literally have said we did not, there's no cuts. There is no cuts.
Damn. That's continuous.
I didn't pick them up, but apparently there was mistakes and stuff in some of the episodes. But that was just the best one, but they kept going.
Damn.
Yeah. It was the way that it's shot is phenomenal in itself, right? And this whole one continuous shot is becoming more and more popular. It was used in
the Menendez brothers did a bit of that.
Yeah, and it is it's just such a fascinating way to film. But because it was getting so much really positive hype, I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch it. So I cancelled my plans yesterday. Apologies, Brody. And I sat down in my bed and I watched all 4 episodes. Now,
I do want to watch this. I tried watching it last night after Heretic, but then I fell asleep.
You have to lock in.
Yeah, I know.
You have to lock in for this. So, this series...
Maybe tonight. We'll see. We'll see what you have to say.
See what the vibes are, right? So, this series tackles the and what I'm reading here is I've pulled stuff from an article with The Guardian, all of that, so it might sound like I'm not saying it from me because I don't want to fuck this up because this is such an important topic. So this series tackles the devastating and sometimes fatal consequences of toxic masculinity. So it looks at like the manosphere and Andrew Tate and some of those other like fucking incels, and they're actually named in this show. And because it's all about how Jamie, this 13-year-old boy who was accused of stabbing this girl Katie because she bullies him on social media, branding him an incel. So, and this reflects society now where more and more, where like with Andrew Tate and voices like that, there's this whole like red pill, blue pill theory, like people who seek the truth, and then you got the sheep, and then there's this whole like 80-20 theory where like 80% of women won't be attracted to a man, only 20% of women will be attracted to you as a man, so you need to like trick the other 80% into liking you. And it's this whole like alpha male gross messaging. But it's so prominent now.
I wish 20% of men liked me.
Oh, I don't care really.
20%'s pretty good.
Well, not to a man. Anyway. But it's such like prominent messaging now because of social media and the rise of people like Andrew Tate that it's like prevalent among school kids. And so these kids know all about it. And this girl's like labeled Jamie as an incel because he's kind of like, he's vulnerable, he's insecure, he's a bit of an outcast. And he's at that weird age where you start thinking about girls. And he's like, you know, wanting a girlfriend or whatever. And she's like, nah, you're the ugliest person I've ever met. Like, you're an incel, whatever. And that mixed with him having like unlimited exposure to the internet where he's being fed all this like misogynistic influence, incel messaging and skewed views on sexual violence, like this whole 80-20 theory where like, oh, well, 80% of women won't like you, so you need to trick them. It makes sense to him, and he's like, this is why I'm isolated, this is why I'm alone, this is why I feel like I don't belong. And I should have more from women. Like, I deserve more than what I'm getting because I'm a man. And so that leads to him killing this girl, Katie. And it's just the way that they went about this topic is fucking, like, they've really done a good job. They've really done an incredible job. So the show's clocked up 24.3 million views in its first 4 days of release, which is 4 times more than the number 2 show. It tops Netflix's rankings in 71 countries, and it has 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. And The Guardian's critic Lucy Mangan called it the closest thing to TV perfection in decades.
Damn, I need to watch this.
This view was echoed in the US Rolling Stone, and they hailed it as among the very best things and an early contender for the best thing you will see on the small screen this year.
Oh my God.
The New York Times described it as a rich work of social critique, describing the 3rd episode as one of the more fascinating hours of TV I've seen in a long time. So I read an article by Michael Hogan at The Guardian. I love The Guardian. Big fan of your work. And the article was called From the Police to the Prime Minister, How Adolescence is Making Britain Face Up to Toxic Masculinity, because the writers of Adolescence, they were kind of inspired to do this off the back of the rise of knife crime among children in the UK, where there's been a number of incidences where young boys have stabbed young girls because of this whole like Andrew Tate movement, shit. Yeah. And so this hard-hitting series about the malign influence of the online manosphere arrived just as news broke about a story that had been making UK headlines for 9 months. That of notorious crossbow killer Kyle Clifford, who raped and murdered 25-year-old Louise Hunt last year after she ended their relationship. I also want to add there's a very similar story going around in the news in Australia at the moment.
The water polo coach? Yeah, that's fucked up.
I think her name was Lily James. So it's not, and like she's not alone. That's not a unique story. This is very, and it's like all around the world. And so the latest update on this case in the UK showed that Clifford had searched the web for Andrew Tate's podcast merely hours before killing Hunt, her sister Hannah, and mother Carol at their family home in Hertfordshire. So this is not fantasy that people, and I keep saying Andrew Tate, but it's like Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, the whole fucking alpha male thing. They're directly influencing young men to do horrific things. And so, yeah, the show's star and co-creator Stephen Graham was originally horrified by a spate of violent incidences across Britain in which teenage boys committed deadly knife crimes against girls. The actor said these shocking stories hurt my heart and asked of him, what's going on in our society where this kind of thing is becoming a regular occurrence? So he teamed up with screenwriter Jack Thorne, who they worked together on like This Is England. I think it's like about like British football kind of thing. To create a potent drama interrogating this distressing trend because they wanted to look into the aisle of male rage. So Labour MP Annalise Midgley has called for the series to be screened in Parliament and in schools, arguing that it could help counter misogyny and violence against women and girls. I genuinely believe, after watching all 4 episodes, every boy should be made to watch this. Should absolutely be, like, it should be, like, this is obviously excessive, like as important as getting your driver's license. Like, you have to watch this at a certain age, because it's just the ideals that this young boy has in this show. It blows my mind that he thinks that, and he's not alone, and this represents so many young men, that women owe you something.
Yeah.
And that you, and he makes a comment in like episode 3 where he's like, I think he's asked like, oh, do you have like female friends? And he's like, oh no, boys and girls aren't friends. Like, you can't be friends.
That's crazy.
And it's like, but it's also talks about how like now there's been this growing divide between men and women, or like boys and girls in particular. And I think that's where it stems from. And like, I was thinking about this and I was like, the growing divide between boys and girls, I feel, is because women have not been taken seriously or protected against like shitty men, right? When women report rape, we're not believed. When women report like domestic violence, the police typically don't do anything until it's too late. Like, we have to go to extremes to essentially protect ourselves, because no one is protecting us, because, you know, and we have to be really aggressive about it. And, you know, people will always be like, oh, but it's not all men. Not all men are bad. But the problem is, by the time we figure out or find out that a man's bad, we're dead. So
yeah,
now
we have to think that it's all men.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it only takes one man for it to be it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even the good ones, you're always going to have in the back of your mind, like, this person could snap at any moment. Like, you'll never trust them. And you have to be on the defensive and quite aggressive about it. Because like I said,
men will not leave you the fuck alone.
They won't leave you alone, and no one will do anything about it. Like, you hear of all the stories of like men stalking women, or even domestic violence like incidences, and it's not enough. The police are like, oh, well, he didn't kill you.
He's not at your house now, so our hands are kind of tied. What do you mean?
Like, what the fuck?
What do you mean?
So I feel like that is what has caused such a significant divide against men and women, because women feel like they have to protect themselves, and the only way to protect ourselves is to be like, fuck all men, stay away from men. Even though deep down we know it's not all men, but it is all men kind of thing. And then boys and men, they're not used to not getting their way. And they're like, rather than seeing the issue for what it is, where it's like, hey, women don't feel safe, women are being killed at an ungodly rate, we should do something about that. It's, oh, my ego.
I don't get what I want out of it though.
So now,
but what about me though? What about me?
But I'm the nice guy.
Yeah.
And I need to get what I want. And I want a girlfriend, or I want a wife, or whatever. And so then they start like leaning towards this like incel messaging, because there's no actual fucking communities that foster these positive conversations for men. So then they find people like Andrew Tate who's sitting there telling them that women don't have rights, women owe them, like we're just objects, this whole thing, and then go, you know what? That's why I'm alone. That's why I don't have a girlfriend.
And I think as well, like what plays into it is like when women like are in those situations and they're not keen on something, like, or like they're not keen on a man, they'll be like, oh, like, you know, like you're a nice guy, but like I'm just not interested. Like,
because if you're honest, you get attacked.
You get killed. Like, you're just not my vibe, you're a nice guy. And then in their head, all they're clocking is, oh, well, I'm not an asshole because I've been told that I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
When they're fucking stalking someone and then they're going to kill them because they've rejected them. But, but that doesn't matter though, because she told me that I was a nice guy.
Like, we were joking about it at the pub where we've joined these Facebook groups. There's those like Sis Is This Your Man Facebook groups. And we're in them because like it is kind of like entertaining to have a look at like the people that women put in there. But if you look at the comments of most of these men's photos, a common denominator is, this guy is nuts. He sends unsolicited nudes. When you don't reply or you don't send any back, he gets really aggressive, throws temper tantrums.
7 women are like, I've got an AVO.
Like, what the fuck? What do you mean there's like 30 posts in these groups a day and that's the common theme against the comments? But then
it is hard to find a man on there that someone else has posted and someone's like, he's a great guy, green flags, lovely man.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. But then like, because I'm pretty aggressive with the fuck men thing, right? And then people like, people love to say to me, yeah, but it's not all men. It's not all men. Again, okay. So you want me to wait until I've been killed?
Yeah.
Because I hate to say it, but that's the fucking like reality of life.
Yeah.
Is that...
Or the amount of people that like see their friends treat women a certain way and let it slide. That is exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
The standard that you walk by, the standard that you accept. If you're not fucking calling it out, you're just as bad.
And I will say... Because and then that's a knock-on effect where, like, I don't know, a girl might be dating a guy and he's not necessarily bad, but his friends are doing shitty things. Yeah. And like you said, he's not... If he isn't fucking, like, genuinely, like, screaming at these people being like, this is a bad thing and, like,
you're
standing up...
You're a fucking loser.
Like, vocally... he is just as threatening as the man that will lay a hand on you. Yeah. He really is.
100%.
That is fucking terrifying. And I hate to say it, but the odds are not in our favor.
No.
That's why we're not going to like roll the dice and be like, oh, but this guy might be nice. Yeah. No, I'm going to assume that you are a serial killer until the day you die.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Which is not. And this is why.
Like every time I go on a date, I'm sharing my location.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think a man does that?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Oh, and it's in public. It's in peak hour. I want 500 people around me.
Yeah.
I'm driving myself. Yeah. Don't offer to pick me up. No. Because I will drive myself.
No. Yeah.
I'm not telling you where I live.
No.
You're not coming to my fucking house.
No.
Like, you have to honestly run a whole ass operation just to...
Because men have a fucked concept of reality.
Yeah.
And are incapable. I saw something on TikTok and this woman was saying that it blows men's minds that women are just being nice and not flirting because they can't comprehend being nice to someone or being nice to a woman without wanting anything in return.
Yeah.
I'm going to let that sit for a bit. Because
moment of silence for that, please.
Because it's so true though.
Even just like, and I just like think of incidences that I know of, right? So Pat at work, okay, he was like, our office is near Goodger Street, like near Chinatown, and he was walking down Goodger Street one day and there was this small Asian woman walking in front of him, just like minding her business, and out of the corner of his eye he clocks a homeless man getting up to bottle her with a glass. Bottle her.
Oh my God.
They don't know each other, they haven't interacted anything. Like, Pat like fucking went to the guy and like full like made sure like that she didn't get hit, anything, like got the police involved, all that kind of stuff. But like you can't even, and I say that she was an Asian woman because I genuinely think it was like racially motivated. But
you can't even walk down the street.
You can't even walk down the street,
a public street,
in broad daylight, in the like on a fucking Tuesday afternoon when it is so busy down there.
Yeah.
And not have someone try and like not have a man try and attack you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is fucking insane. That is insane.
Yeah.
Like, I had a look this morning, and according to the ABC News and the Australian Femicide Watch, which tracks every known Australian woman and child killed as a result of murder, manslaughter or neglect, in 2024, 103 Australian women and 16 children were killed.
Oh my God.
And this is all as a result of like gender-based violence. And then in 2025, the toll currently stands at 14 women and 4 children as of March 15.
Dude, we're only in fucking March.
Yeah. We're only in March. So this series, this is why it's so popular and why it is blowing up, because they have perfectly articulated and demonstrated what is wrong with society right now and the problem with people like Andrew Tate and stuff having platforms and being allowed to speak. And so like in this Guardian article that I was reading by Michael Hogan, he was saying that a recent survey came to the depressing conclusion that more than half of young women are now frightened of their male peers.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
They gotta be.
I mean, if you're not afraid of men, I feel like you're not protecting yourself in a way.
No, yeah.
Like you have to be on the defensive.
If you're not afraid, you're becoming a statistic one way or another.
Yeah, which is a fuck thing to say.
And even if you are afraid, you are still likely to be a statistic. Like
the safeguarding minister in the UK, Jess Phillips, said Netflix's brilliant Adolescence is not just a drama, it's a disturbing glimpse into the minds of thousands of young boys warped by the violence and abuse they are witnessing every day online.
Yeah.
So, and it was really interesting because episode 4, the final episode, that one focuses more on like his family, and his parents are having a conversation about like this was one of those kids who would like lock himself in his bedroom because he was a bit of like I said, an outsider. He had a couple of friends, but he was, not popular by any means. And he would spend hours and hours and hours on his computer, locked away in his bedroom on the internet, right? And his parents like admitted that, and they assumed that he was safe, but secretly that's where he was being radicalized.
Yeah.
And his story highlights the corrosive impact of social media on impressionable minds and has resonated profoundly with audiences. And this is where it's like, it's not enough. And this kind of comes back to, this is a very like drastic correlation, because I'm not accusing Anna Paul of doing any of this, but this is why like kind of comes back to the Anna Paul thing, where it's not enough to just like limit your kids' internet time.
You need to be all eyes. I am the captain now.
But it's not even just like
shit.
Literally fact. It's not even just that like, oh, I know that they're watching Andrew Tate. You need to know everything about anything about the things that your kids are consuming. Because
especially now when anyone has a voice.
If you are a parent and you are not aware of the Andrew Tates and the Jordan Petersons and like even Elon Musk to a sense, and the shit that they spew and the stuff that is so easily accessible to kids, particularly if you have young boys, you are doing your children a disservice. And you, like, I hate to say it, but I feel like you're not properly parenting your kids.
Respectfully, you're part of the problem.
No, you are. Like, this issue is so huge and literally results in women being killed, that if you are a parent of boys and you are not across this and you're not like actively telling them that this shit's wrong, you are part of the problem. And I will stand 10 toes on that opinion.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you have to be so fucking vigilant. Like, it's crazy the shit that fucking Andrew Tate says. It's
like, we shouldn't be teaching girls how to be safe in public spaces and how to not be a victim. We need to be focusing on telling boys to not be fucking murdering women.
And like, if
you know what I mean,
if you're one of those people that like goes back to, oh, but like what, they comment on like what the woman was wearing or what, maybe
doesn't
little girls shouldn't say that. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter.
Irrelevant.
Like, it really does not fucking matter. Like, it's just fucked. I'm trying to find some of the fucked shit that Andrew Tate said.
Let's not give it any more. Like, clout than what. Like, everyone knows what Andrew Tate says is fucked up.
Yeah.
Would you give it a 5-star, the series?
10 out of 10. Like, absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, I need to watch this.
Like I said, I think this should be mandatory viewing.
You said you sobbed in episode 1.
Oh, because
harrowing.
It was, what was really upsetting was the parents, like, bless the parents, they were doing their best, right? And yes, they should have done more, but they didn't know that what they should have been doing, right? Which I think this is helping educate people on it. You don't know what
you don't know.
Yeah, and they, like, the father in particular, he gets appointed, like, the appropriate adult for the kid. And because they think this kid's just like he's got great grades, like perfectly like well behaved or whatever. And then they start to be presented with the evidence and like just, it was heartbreaking. Jarring. It was absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah. But I genuinely believe that this should be mandatory viewing for like, let's say like teenagers, like 14, 15-year-old, whatever. And there should be entire education like modules around this. Like, this is such a significant risk to society that we need to be doing so much more, and we need to be starting from really young because they're the people that are getting radicalized.
Mandate it.
Yeah, facts.
Mandate it.
Yeah. So it's honestly phenomenal. It's like a long watch.
But worth it.
But it's so worth it. And I don't know if I would say I'm a massive fan of the one-shot filming style. Like, it's obviously incredible.
I feel like with a one shot it would almost make it feel long.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Does.
Like, it would,
the cuts, I've realized the cuts are what, it's the flickering on the screen that makes
the star sweep.
Yeah. Episode 3 is centered around Jamie, the young boy, being interviewed or having a conversation with like the appointed therapist. That, I think that'll really fucking blow you. Yeah. Okay. Like, and that's the other thing, is they're acting for them to be just doing one continuous, and his acting in particular, like, it's so good, it was terrifying.
Yeah, right.
Like, episode,
I'm gonna watch this tonight.
It was, I think everyone should watch it. Like, whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids,
everyone,
whether your kids are
homework.
Like, absolutely. Like,
immediately.
It deserves all the attention that it is getting because it is fucking phenomenal.
Unreal.
On a reading front, I have started reading our book club.
Oh, you did?
For
you
March.
Forked out the $26?
I did.
Well done.
And I have started, I'm like a few chapters. Every chapter's like 30 minutes.
Oh.
And I do want to say that I have started reading it. I think everyone should give me some grace because it's been a really fucking busy month. But I have started. I need an extra week. But I'm getting there.
Is it good? Oh no, the silence is deafening. The silence is absolutely deafening. I haven't started it, so you're one up than me, and I haven't checked the Fable to see if anyone else has.
No one's commented.
It's crickets.
Right? It's and you know what? I regret being like my book being picked. Like, it's always shit when I pick. It's always bad when I pick.
Revoked.
No, like, literally I shouldn't be allowed to pick. So moving forward, you will be the picker.
No, I'm glad that my book didn't get picked. The one, something black top.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. It reads like a Fast and Furious book, and I just know the girly pops would not be. Yeah, that would have.
So now I'll cop the heat.
Yeah.
But I don't want to, never give up, never back down.
No. I have a really good pick. It's called Hello Beautiful.
Okay. Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah.
And it kind of, for me, it's giving me kind of like Blue Sisters vibes, but about an Italian family.
I've always seen that one around, and I wasn't sure if it was worth reading. But
yeah, because it's like the book. It's the marketing for the Kindle Color or whatever.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Yeah.
No, I will say,
I think that'll be a good book club read.
Yeah. Never back down, never what. I'm not going to give up on I'm not going to give up on my pick because that's really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And so I'm committed. I'm going to read it this week. We're going to do the book club episode a week late.
Oh, yeah, because that's... No.
Yeah, this is because we will do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to...
No, I don't expect you to read it.
Okay, cool.
But
Thank you. You'll be leading that episode.
I can't pick it. I just feel like I can't pick it and then not read it. And
absolutely. Yeah. Well, one of us has to. or
so
we're in trouble.
I'm going to stick it out and then we'll refresh.
What don't you like about it?
I think it's a mix of the fact that we've been so busy and there's been so much to watch. I haven't been in a reading. I've been in a real reading rut.
Yeah.
Like I'm 70% through Greta and Vowed and I haven't even finished that. And it's not because it's a bad book. It's because I've been in a reading rut.
Yeah.
It's like any book. When you first start, it takes a minute. It always takes about 30% to get into a book. I haven't got into it yet. I've been really busy. Every chapter's fucking 30 minutes long. Like it's just...
setting you up to fail, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I can't pick it and then not anyway.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fine. That's it, everyone.
Cool.
We've got to go because the Chinese Grand Prix is on soon and I want to watch that.
Have a great week, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
And we will see you next week.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.